We're live. Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Fables of Alaemyr. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jay Stiver, leading our intrepid adventurers on their epic journey. Allow me to introduce our bands of heroes. First, we have Nathaniel, the gallant and troubled Sir Alan Starr. And next, we have Ian. Embodying the timeless Warforge, with more to say than words to say than Burke. Please let everybody be silent. Oh, I was really hoping everybody would just be like, and I'm by myself tonight.
Fucking be quiet. Rude.
I mean, I appreciate you, Nathaniel. Peercy, channeling the musical and hopeful, I'll be confused, Talon Heartland.
Hi.
And finally, oh, you are here. I was just like going to keep going. And finally, we have Allie, portraying the commanding Lady Vesper Delayed.
It's only funny if you give it a beat and then they don't respond, because if you just keep going, it's like you're running over them.
Yes. Horrible, horrible things. Anyways, as we delve into the world of Alaemyr, I'd like to remind our watchers and listeners they can delve even deeper on the journey. If you're I don't care. Words are fun. If you're eager to learn more about the history of the Black Doves, you can check out our website, scan the QR codes below my avatar. If you want to keep up with our escapades, catch sneak peeks of future episodes, and follow us on our socials, conveniently also on the QR codes below. Also, you can be checking out when we have new episodes of Beyond the Page, which is super fun. It is our extra story content. Things like world building. We'll do world building live where you can come and join us and get spoilers. My players are not invited, but you guys are. We also do game reviews and all kind of other fun stuff. So keep an eye on that cool stuff that we're doing. Now, with all of that said and done, let's set the stage for tonight's adventure, shall we? Last time, I think we fought some owlbears.
And that's the end of the recap.
That was the majority of last episode, yeah. There was a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of chit-chatting. You guys leveled, and you fought a whole bunch of well, actually, more relevantly, is you found some weird fuck-off traps that had the logo WW on it. And had some weird green liquid that, when aerosolized, just got people real angry. Nathaniel took a quick... Sir Starr took a quick hit of it. And then you saw some owlbears that also took some big hits. And now, which is really messed up, which I'm really excited about, is you guys took 2 of them off the wall with enough liquid to set it off somewhere. I don't know what you're going to do with this terrifying object, and I'm thrilled and terrified to see what's going to happen.
I don't know that we know what we're going to do with it.
Yeah,
I know.
Say, we're going to string you along until you've forgotten about it, and then...
suddenly teleport.
The last trick-or-treating experience you'll ever have in Darren's Fortress.
Oh, that's right. You also set out the Darren grenade for the first time in forever.
I think the last time we used it was against people who were stalking us in the fucking desert.
Yep,
in the future. And that fight went quick. Actually, I remember. I was just so thrilled by how well you guys were able to use terrain, because that fight was mean. And you guys were like, no, but we're smart and tactical. And I was like, oh, okay. I see how it is. Fair. So, a lot of fun. Well, hello, chat. Yeah. Tonight, we will, I think, we'll just pick us up where we left off. You guys were able to...
Hello, Louise.
Hello. You guys were... This is just after your fight amongst the corrupted owlbears. You are... I don't even think we even had time to take a short rest before that. We'll just pick up right here. And basking in your glory, and just in a locale with a fortress in the middle of a cave.
And we short rest.
And you short rest.
Is it possible... So I have this wind spell going for another hour, or for 58 minutes or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So can I just clear the area, basically?
Sure. I don't think you can move corpses with it, but you can move
of the nasty.
Yeah, certainly.
Smoke.
Yeah, it will settle. It can get the heck out of here, but because there's no more being released, because you guys were disabled and destroyed all the traps, that is no longer going to be an issue. You're gonna probably have some pretty crazy hopped up like bats and rats, but there'll be a small rodent war being fought off screen. That's okay.
Party.
Not a problem.
Nope.
Sir Star inspires the group during their short rest for 17 temporary hit points.
That's so many.
That's so
Who
many.
allowed? Who allowed this?
I'd like to take
How
a
does you
long
get to
rest,
17?
Not a short rest.
My
Seems
level
smart.
plus my charisma mod.
But maybe
Oh my
not
God.
in this nasty cave.
No, let's totally get out of the cave, but let's
Yeah.
let's actually.
Your poor
rest
Oranos, they need help.
somewhere.
Poor what now?
Oranos?
Our mounts.
Oh, that's right.
For your
We
moves?
had them for 10 seconds, then we went in a cave.
You're like, we're not
we were
bringing
like,
these
they
things in
don't
here.
fit in here.
No, I mean they're giant, like oily black skinned, I guess crosses between like hippos kind of and like tapirs, but like way bigger. And I love them. And they have 6 legs. Anyways, yeah. If you guys want to head out of the cave, there's been no crazy twisty turns or traps for you guys to not know how to get out. You can exit. And you're with Leon, if I remember correctly.
He's here.
Yeah, you got to kill.
He did.
I got the last kill actually. Think.
During the short rest, most notably, Burke did grow like 1.5 feet.
Oh, that's right.
Don't worry about it. Or he shrank down from the having his giants rune activate and growing large, and he never got back down to regular size.
I feel like we get out of the cave and see him in the light. Vesper
you
just
always a
kind of
tall Burke?
squint. Yeah, exactly. Vesper just squints and is like, "Did you get taller, or did you not get untaller enough?"
I thought he just didn't keep getting as small as he usually is.
My ego's matching.
Just kind of nods slowly.
Is this the new normal?
I don't know.
Ah, welcome to the club, friend.
This feels right. And Burke just holds up his hand and just waggles his slightly more sausagey fingers.
It looks right, but it's different. That's all.
Oh yeah,
Some-
the proportions worked out well.
Mm-hmm. It's more you, and it's more of you. I feel like this is
So
how
what you're-
people see when they think of Burke, or
Who wants
Ayuban.
uppies?
Me?
Burke
Sir
will
Star
pick
just
up
hops
Sir-
up there.
Yeah. Nice.
Freaking great. Pull
I
this
feel like
over.
Vesper
Oh,
sees
yeah.
Star there, and then kind of scowls and like puts her
This
arms
is
up.
great.
Like, no, me too.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
And Burke will become a jungle gym for a couple minutes.
Hell yeah.
Burke, what is your current weapon? Remind me.
I am using Yuri's sword, which is a
Thank
great
you.
sword.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
What does graze mean?
Oh,
To eat.
that's you might have added the new weapons in the new version of D&D have properties that they can do.
No.
Oh, well, my sword can eat grass or something.
Yep.
Perfect. It's a
Yeah,
cow
I
sword.
think
how it sustains
graze is
itself.
if you miss, you still do some damage anyway.
And
I don't know
Burke,
if-
if you. I
Yeah, we
don't know
haven't
that ability.
upgraded to.
I mean, this is a weapon that I've designed, and I don't remember adding graze to it. but
No,
that's okay.
it's probably because it's a great sword and it just automatically got added. Something got updated, so
Oh,
I
okay.
would ignore it until the DM tells you otherwise.
Ignore me.
Wow, this sounds cool.
Yep.
I need to watch that show again.
Unless
I'm
it's
trying
just-
to-
favorite episode.
Sorry, go ahead. Allie?
Oh, I don't know who you said go ahead to. I don't
That's why I
remember what
said
I
Jane.
was gonna say anymore. Oh, unless the property is in fact the sword eats grass, which is like fucked up, but fine.
I mean,
I really want that to be the property.
it. So,
You gotta
so,
feed your
Graze
fucking
for 10
sword.
hours a day.
What does it eat?
I mean-
Blood? Souls? No.
No,
Grass.
grass. Yeah,
Give
grass.
me that
Actually, yeah,
thin sword.
definitely. That being said, Ian, it is giving off a very, very faint red glow after the battle. Probably fine. Ignore it.
This is new. And he does hold it up for everybody to look at while they're on top of him. So he's holding it up like head height for them to observe.
Oh, there's quite a few new things about you, Burke. We're always changing.
Ever have me look at that properly?
Is that gonna last for 10 minutes?
Or 1 minute?
Yeah.
Should we try? Do you want me to maybe find out what it does?
Sure.
All right. She'll hop off and hold her hands out for the sword, which is comically too large, I imagine.
I always feel like magical weapons like these kind of size themselves to the wielder. So I feel like while Burke got a little bit taller, the sword kind of did too, like an extra like inch or 3.
Yeah. 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 So it's as tall as Vesper, probably.
It's probably taller than Vesper, if we're honest.
Probably. All 5.5 feet of me.
Yep. The sword is a lot.
Yep. Okay. It's okay. I'm really strong. Take it. And I will cast Identify on the sword. It takes a minute. So I will spend... It'll take 10 minutes for the ritual, so I'll spend a spell slot to just do a minute.
Great.
And hopefully it doesn't stop glowing at that time.
And not related at all, but just identify, does or does not identify if an item is cursed.
Let me see.
Not related,
Magic
just
item or some other magic imbued object. You learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting it, what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created it. Doesn't say anything about curses.
Oh yeah,
it does say
not
if
related.
it does say if there are any spells on it, you know what those are. But
so things that you learn. So things that Burke probably already knows about.
I can list them off if you don't have it in front of you.
I do have it in front of me. I'm my brain's for some reason is going through some game or another. It's fine. It's a +2 great sword. That also is Night Hunter. When attuned to this weapon, you gain Dark Vision 60 feet. If you already have Dark Vision, the range extends by 30 feet. Vampiric Thirst. On a hit, this weapon deals an additional 1d6 necrotic damage. The wielder regains temporary hit points equal to the necrotic damage dealt. No, they will not stack with Sir Star's generous 17 hit points of temps. Feybane. The sword harbors a deep enmity for creatures of the Fey type. It deals an additional 1d6 damage for any creature or monster that has the Fey type. On a crit, it deals 2d8 versus the normal 2d6 to Fey creatures. It also has an effect called Well Fed right now. That's what you're seeing with this kind of slight red haze. It is an ability that will deal an additional d4 of damage when the red gem in the center of the hilt is depressed. Well fed can
Sorry,
be.
make it
This is
sad.
what?
Sorry, make it sad.
Make it sad. Okay.
As in
Depressed?
depressed.
Oh, god fucking damn it, yes. Yes, well fed is a tiered ability. The more you kill with it, the more that damage can stack, and the more damage you will be able to do after you kill things with that sword.
so it's like a cumulative thing where it'll keep stacking until you use it. Okay.
Yep.
Do any details on that Identify would give me, because it does specify for that kind of mechanical effect? Like, does it have a cap? Does it have a duration? Anything like that?
It's the next time it's used within 24 hours, it will expend all charges. It will gain an additional d4 charge for each thing that it kills. That takes their lifeblood. If it does not kill something for 24 hours, those charges will be expended.
Okay. So, I'm going to restate this so that I understand it, and so that it's... Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
when the person wielding the sword gets the killing blow,
Yep.
drops the creature to 0 hit points in mechanical terms.
Yep.
Sword gets charged.
Mhm.
No cap on the charges. It can hold as many as you kill.
Yes.
Okay. When you hit with an attack, you can push the button on the sword to expend all or any number of those charges.
All. It's
All
all or
those
nothing.
charges, and you deal 1 extra d4 necrotic damage per charge it has.
Mhm.
If charges have not been expended within 24 hours of when they were acquired, they go away.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I will explain that to Burke in D&D. What's the word? Diegetic terms.
No idea what that means.
In world terms.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Cool.
It looks like when you kill something with the sword, it kind of stores some magic that you can then expend to do more damage. Basically, I think they'll go away after a while if you don't use them, but the sword will stop glowing at that point.
I like buttons.
Mm-hmm. Who knew? Your sword had a button.
Boop.
I am writing it down. Making sure that it's still on my item. Excellent.
Okay.
You get your short rest. You get your spell.
Long-
You learn more about sword.
I think we were gonna find a place to camp.
Yes.
That's good.
Long rest.
Walk a little bit more if we need more time, but I don't know how long we were in that cave.
Not too terribly long, if I recall correctly. I mean, 2 sessions worth, yes, but I don't think you guys
in
were
actual
in there
time.
that long.
Yeah, totally.
Like
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Pull out a
Okay,
bedroll.
I will say you guys exit the cave and find a place to camp.
Cool. Set up.
Cast Lehman's
a
tiny
little
hut as a ritual spell.
Cool.
Refresh my memory. For this cave, we went into the cave because we heard screaming. We killed the thing that was screaming, then heard more screaming and killed the other things that were screaming. Or are there more screaming things in there that we have to kill?
Man, you make it sound like I'm such a good storyteller. Makes me real happy about my life.
I don't think we
Nope,
killed
you're right the first time.
things that were screaming when we first went in. I think the things that we killed in the top level were had set a trap and were using the screaming to sort of bait people into the cave to eat them.
Rolls and spawns.
No more cave?
No more cave.
No more cave.
That's good. It got smaller.
It's pretty big for a cave, but well,
Bedtime.
get the hut.
You guys are able to summon the hut, get a place to sleep that is safe, and call it a night. Anything you guys want to do before bed?
I just spend some time. I'm gonna start transcribing the counterspell spell, but it's gonna take a long time. So just
Okay,
get some of
very
it done
good.
now.
Lovely. And there was a book somebody was reading, but I think that's your character in my other game.
Yes, that is. He's got like 6 hours left on his book to read.
Got it. Cool. Okay. The next morning arises. Leon's up, as just after dawn, doing some stretches and going through some sword forms.
So, Leon, what sort of magic do you have? What have you? I haven't seen some of that stuff you've done. Stuff you did.
Oh, I have some pact magic, and yeah.
Pact magic.
Patron has gifted me with a few gifts. I try not to abuse that power.
Who's your patron?
That's kind of personal.
Oh, you don't mean like a like a sovereign would be your patron. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
no,
a
that's all
different
right.
relationship.
Very, yes.
Patron to me is like patron of the arts. You might sponsor like an initial Chester Talon, like a musician or something. That's not what you mean.
Right, so like Talon's patron.
Yeah, like Talon's patron is
Huh?
like you have a patron,
Yes.
right?
Well, I'm
Who's now
now,
your-
a member of the. Never mind. Yes.
Yeah, you have a patron. And then she like looks away and it's awkward for a beat before she continues, I
Uh-huh.
think. And she'll say it back to Leon.
That kind of patron, dear.
Yeah. But that's not what you mean.
No, someone that has given me access to great power.
Okay. You know that sounds. You know how that sounds.
Yeah, I'm regretting bringing it up, if I'm honest.
You didn't. I asked.
I'm regretting sharing.
Are you?
He regrets
okay?
honesty.
Yes,
That's
it's a family agreement.
okay. Mutually
Yes.
beneficial.
Yes.
You're good.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Fae? Are they Fae?
family-
Fucking insight check when he says it's fine.
Give me it.
Please.
Please go for it. Give it to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna start
Alright,
playing
well-
music.
Right in the
Uh-oh.
middle of the pack. That's an 11 plus 7 is 18.
That's not bad.
That's
I
not
mean, what does fine even mean, really? Like, is that
Well,
a word that means anything?
Semantics.
I mean, I guess my question to
Yeah.
you, the DM, is what I'm trying to
Mhm.
get out of this. Is that like the it's fine when it's like not fine, but you don't want to think about it that hard, or is it like it's fine and it's probably actually fine, but it's like awkward? You know what I mean? Like what vibe
Oh
is
man,
this?
it's between the two, certainly. Like, clear. Okay, so what you see as you're kind of getting a clock on him when he says it's fine, he says it like it's a reflex, right? Like it's not a problem. It's something that it is an old. He does not seem fearful. He does not
Old news.
seem concerned, right?
Okay.
But you do see a bit of a twitch and a bit of a tightening of his jaw and a bit maybe of narrowing of the eyes that hints to you that while it's not anything that's eminently a problem, this is an old thing that goes beyond. This is an old agreement, probably beyond even his lifetime, and that he is not maybe the biggest fan of it, but it's fine.
I think she just kind of squints at him as he squints off, not looking, right? And then she
Mhm.
just kind of keeps squinting at him with like the same expression, and she'll just say, "I'm going to choose to believe you,
I
But
owe no
I'm not
allegiance to any. Okay, go ahead.
but
Yep.
if you need some help, I'm here. That's all."
Is your patron an archfey?
He looks at you
Is it just
straight in the eyes,
calmly
Talon,
playing music?
and he looks. Yeah, and he looks at you and he says, "No."
Okay.
If we guessed, would you even tell us?
Probably not.
Okay.
But I will say
Well.
this:
Boring.
no undead, no vampires.
More power to you then. I
No
quite
judgment.
frankly don't care who your patron is, as long as you'll work alongside us, for now at least.
I think it really matters.
Are they
We
cool?
are aligned in what we need.
Yeah. Sort of.
Well, there are many
I
things that
don't-
we need, of course, but there's a pressing need that we all must attend to first.
Yes. Getting to Spyre.
My people. Yes, nobody wants to see the vampires succeed. I do hope that he kind of nods at you, Vesper. Your relationship with the king will see more aid. Can maybe grease the wheels of aid coming to Skelgar when it is desperately needed.
I'm going to try to repair that relationship. We need you.
I
Who's
can
your
clearly
family?
See this.
Major or minor house?
I don't know. Both?
Skelgar Cannon.
Burke greases the wheels in his head and will try to remember if he's heard anything about either Skelgar or Cannon as families that very specifically have a patron that would be trying to kill us secretly.
Wow, that's a very specific history roll. Give me
the
that
23.
very specific. I hate you. I don't actually. Let me pull some stuff up right now.
Being that I also have a gap of like, what is it, like 600 years or something?
Yeah,
So
you
it would have to
some
be
of-
very fucking old information.
It would have to be very old information.
Or just, casual rumors that I've heard within the last, like, I don't know, how long have we been adventuring? Like, and
I
Not
really,
that-
2 weeks,
as I'm
3
as I'm
weeks?
looking through my notes, I'm really happy that I said his name was Cannon, and it's actually Karen. Carron.
Yeah.
Karen. Yep. Okay, you got a 23. Despite your incredibly high roll, you're not familiar with any secret plots that happen with the House of Charon. What you do know about them, as you spent some time there in the future past, they are a house that has specialized in magical travel. Enchanted carriages, magic carpets, boats with no sails, things of that nature are works to come out of the House of Charon.
And, like,
And that-
over time, Burke knows that these things change, especially when everything of theirs gets smashed during a war, so he's not going to hold it against him that we're fucking walking, but he'll just catalog that information and never tell anyone about it.
I think you guys did notice that I believe he gave a magic carpet to
He did.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He
to
gave him
actually,
magic carpet to the heir.
Right.
Parent.
To
It
the
was a,
to the heir,
wedding
to the
gift.
future king.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have
That's the
that,
one.
and it says Karen.
I also
next to
definitely
the flying
just
carpet.
yeah. I also just know that because of my
Yep.
background features.
True.
It's
Yes.
a noble.
Yeah. So Burke is keeping this secret from literally no one because everyone already knows.
Yeah, he doesn't
Which
think
I
it's
love.
relevant, so onward.
All right. Cool.
So, question for everyone. Well, really,
Hmm.
question for you, Leon. You're attempting to get
Yeah.
home.
Yes. Skelgar seems to be closed. I'm trying to see what's going on. And I'd like to get home.
Okay. And your plan to get there was we traveled there on these creatures.
Yes. Passing through my plan was to pass through the Dwarven checkpoint in El Nagok.
Or
And
Thor Nagok.
that's the one. Yep. I was like, let me pull up that. Nope. I was gonna
Bless
try
you.
to. Thank you. Kor Ithor Nagok, and Skelgar's capital city is several days past that. The Ornos can take us relatively quickly. Did you have another option?
Maybe. We were going to part ways with you in Korathornogak.
Yes. They have access to much faster travel and get you somewhere close.
If we parted ways with you beforehand, would you feel safe on the road? Or would you rather have allies to at least get to Korathor Nogak?
He looks over his shoulder at the black smoke in the distance from the ruins of Nayati. And kind of gives you a bit of a sickly smile. Last week, I wouldn't have questioned how safe these roads were. I'd prefer at least to get to the other sides of the other Everrise Mountains before parting company.
Bow to him. I won't speak
Do
for
you-
my friends, but I will accompany you there.
Do you have something that would speed travel?
Talon kind of gets a sly smile and he goes, I do now. Can take us to Spyre now.
Oh,
That was a hell of a night's rest, wasn't it?
It was.
well, I was excited because I learned to go 30 feet.
I think on the experiences, the many experiences that we've had, and sometimes the magic comes to me. I pick things up, and well, it seems like I picked up something very useful this time.
Is there a reason we couldn't take... Well, she'll turn to Leon and say, you're being amenable to this. Could we not take Leon with us to Spyre and then send him on his way from there somehow?
We could, if it just seems like, I mean,
Spire's like
Forgive me
1,500
for-
miles in the wrong direction.
yeah, as I can say, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you really need to get home, or really want to get home. With and everything you're saying, it seems like that's more important to you, and I can completely understand this.
War was declared.
Right.
I need to see what my people are doing.
So
Can you only go places that you've been before?
I could potentially go anywhere, but there's less of a chance if I haven't been there before, if it's not familiar, things like that. And it's problematic if I go somewhere I haven't seen before. I could attempt to, if you would be amenable to it, Leon, read your mind. But that would still not be the best outcome. I'm more inclined, personally, to continue to Korathor Nogak, at least. I think from there, it seems you feel much more comfortable traveling.
Yes. And I can
And-
meet up with another party and not travel alone east of the mountains. There's always merchants and travelers and those looking for an extra sword.
And I want to do my duty as the Prince of Tyr. I won't leave him on the road.
No.
I had no intention of doing so.
I'm just making my thoughts clear to you, my friends.
Thank you.
I-
Of course.
It'll still save us quite a bit of time, not having to travel through the underground, so...
Maybe. I don't really know how long it takes to travel on the paths of the Forge Father. But I know within a moment we would be at Spyre. So if we had already planned for the time, what's a little more time traveling with our ally?
Oh, that kind traveling time, not time travel. Oh, ooh, sorry, you triggered me for a moment there.
No,
Yeah, of course. I'd love to continue traveling with Leon.
That's fine.
You're only about a day's out of Kor Thornagok. You will reach by nightfall.
Well,
Onward.
get a man where he needs to go.
All right. Burke,
What?
sound good? Does this sound tactical to you?
I guess.
Great. You spend the day. If there's anything else you guys would like to do, I'll say that the day passes with travel.
How much
peacefully.
heavier is Burke now?
God,
Oh
he's even
God, I
bigger.
don't want to know. Big thick boy.
It's a good thing you got.
I rolled it after the session. Burke is now 7'4".
Jesus Christ.
You're a full 2 feet taller than Vesper now.
That's too much. That you are bigger than Shaq.
That feels right.
Yep. Yeah, it does. It does. Around early afternoon, Burke, while you are traveling, the red mist from your sword begins to dissipate. It shoots away from the sword and then slams right into you, taking 10 points of damage.
My temporary hit points, no.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
It stings.
Spicy sword.
Mm-hmm.
Did that hurt?
That it did.
Good to know. I guess you should go stab a bush or something. If you can't expend the magic.
Wow.
That makes sense. So, like, as a player, part of me is just, like, going down the rabbit hole of, like, what if I just, like, swing this through an ant mound and then hit somebody, but...
Oh, I know it's ripe for abuse.
But for now, Burke figures he'll get enough kills anyway.
I mean, for Burke, isn't really just a town of villagers the same as an anthill?
Yep, that it is.
No,
Oh,
it's way less
nice.
time efficient. Way less time efficient.
Mhm.
You can get like a couple hundred ants in one swing.
I mean,
People,
what's
6
an
seconds apiece.
afternoon? What's an afternoon to a Burke? The man's timeless.
Right?
Or so he fucking
What's an
thought.
afternoon between enemies?
True.
Fucking stabs, slash, kill, murder. All right, you spend the day walking, chatting, playing music. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And by the evening, you arrive at a bit of a line. There is 2 dwarves that are standing near the entrance of a large stone, intricately carved door that extends into the mountain. There are about 50 or 60 groups in front of you in a bit of a switchback, back and forth, with some velvet ropes that are being held to funnel the parties into this way station.
Ooh, velvet.
Does it look like anybody's being turned away?
Not that you see, no.
Okay.
Just bureaucracy at work.
Sure.
Wait.
After
We'll just
about an
wait.
hour and a half, you guys get up, and Leon's in front of the line. Some gold exchange hands, and he is bid to enter and pass through the mountains. I'm assuming you guys are staying? Are you
Is
going
there
with
a
him?
reason?
You wanted accompaniment to the other side of the mountains, right?
He says he'll be
Or
fine
the-
entering
Oh,
into
from here.
North Ornagok. Yes.
Oh, I misunderstood that. Okay.
All good. For context, it's top floor of Kor Thornagok it's just customs. Going deeper into the mountain will arrive into Undernation proper, but Customs is also kind of, it's just really a hole tunneled from one side of the Rise Mountains to the other that has a few stalls, shops, things to buy, without really getting into Undernation proper, and a lot of bureaucracy.
Is there anyone we would be able to talk to while we're here? Is there anything we wanted to do with that since we came this way?
Maybe.
Well, now that you've been here, Talon, you can come back too, right?
If we spend more time.
Hmm.
And where do the dwarves stand with the Nocturna?
There was a motion to collaborate with them to build a moat around Nocturna that was turned down by the Tyrian Council. She has to think really hard for a second and do the future past math. Maybe a couple of months before we had our incident.
Would it be wise to see if we can speak with dwarven dignitaries?
I think it would behoove us to do such a thing, especially with the status as one such as yourself, Talon.
I also think that part of our plan, not very long ago, but long ago for players, was to see if we could get the dwarves on our side and use that to strengthen our pitch to Spyre, actually.
That is an accurate thing. It's been a long time for players.
It's been a long time, but I'm remembering as we're talking about it.
Yeah,
I was
then
like, wait a minute. We need to be here.
Oh shit, we needed to go here all along.
Let's see if that's possible. Let's see if we can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it will take, but
I mean, between you being the crown prince and my status as active counselor, I think we can probably get an audience with somebody important.
I hope. I don't know how soon, but it seems important. So let's try.
If it's
I'm
gonna
all
take
ears.
too long, then we can come back.
Yeah. And if it takes more than a day or so, that's okay, actually.
Burke looks around at all of the door frames that are now about a chest height for him, and just grumbles to himself, "I regret growth."
Amazing.
Do you want to be smaller?
No.
Good, because I could only do it for a minute.
I get you for one doorway, my guy.
Yeah, maybe two.
Okay.
You're in a hall.
So if we're up at front, I imagine we had that conversation waiting in line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we're at the front with the dwarves there, and I just straight up be like, "Hello, we are
Aim.
Prince Talon Hartford of Tyr, House
Going in or
Togmore
through?
In.
In. He kind of squints and sizes you up. 25 gold ahead.
Vesper will lean over and give him 100 gold for all four of us.
We seek an audience with your king or his council.
Form 1684B. Go down 3 flights. Go to the blue awning. You can fill out the form there. You will be responded to within 2 to 6 weeks.
If we don't have that
It's
much
just-
time,
I think we'll have more luck inside.
Agreed.
fair.
Well, thank you, sir. You have a nice day. And Sir Star strolls in.
Okay. Welcome to Well, you're not quite in Undernation yet, but you are getting there. So you are in what is effectively the top floor of a multi-layered nation. Undernation, as we've talked about before, I don't think this is surprising to anybody, is a series of cities connected by a magical path that we haven't really discussed how it works, but it connects cities from all over the planet. If you wanted to travel between them, you must be escorted by members of the members of the Forge Father, members of the Forge Father's clergy, and they will guide you between the cities of Undernation. On Zapir itself, there are 6.
What?
Kingdoms, duchies, cities, yes. You got Kor Ithor Nagak is just one of the 6.
Well, should we go down to fill out the form?
I think filling out the form will be a good first step, because then when we inevitably try to go around that and somebody says, well, have you filled out the form? We can say yes, but it's a little more urgent than that.
Yeah.
Exciting.
If you all want to go and see about getting in a slightly different way, she'll look pointedly at Talon and Sir Star, then I can be doing paperwork.
Well,
Because that's my job now.
I might be able to figure something out. I mean, I at least had planned on kind of wandering off on my own. Powers that be might be able to guide me in a direction down here.
I feel as suppose as you will keep reminding me, and I forget sometimes of the place that I'm in now, I probably shouldn't go with Sir Star. I should probably actually go with you, Vesper, and do the official respectful thing.
Well,
Talon,
guess-
actually. If
Go
you
ahead.
wouldn't mind
Yeah?
writing me a official type letter to the king. If the occasion occurs, I might be able to drop that in the proper place.
do a little name dropping. See about getting an audience in a
Yes.
going around.
What about fanfare? You're a prince.
I don't know if that goes over with the dwarves or not. I actually don't know much about dwarven culture. I don't want to offend them. If I can try not to. Maybe if we can figure that out, I'm not against it.
Can we roll to know about dwarf culture?
Yeah, why don't you give me a history roll? I mean, none of you, I think that we've talked about, have spent much time in Undernation or really working with a lot of dwarves. I think the only one that you guys interacted with much was the locksmith in the future, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Natural one.
I'll give
That sounds about right.
I'll give
Read books.
Vesper an advantage on a roll unless anyone has better than a 7.
I have a 9.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage
Cool.
as we discuss and as a group. And
Well, I read this thing once, maybe.
Maybe.
Wait, do I have
It is
a superiority
skill for
die
me.
thing? Please. Yeah, I'm gonna use tactical assessment.
I'll also give you
Um,
bardic inspiration.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna fail this roll. So I get
Here,
to,
roll these 6 dice.
You get a D10.
Roll at least a 15.
It's gonna be 4 dice. It's a D10 we get now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, D10.
Hell
My
yeah.
God. My
Wait,
God.
hold on.
D20
Wait,
plus
13.
2D10.
Why do you even
Skill
roll
check.
dice anymore? Let's give you the information. Get it.
Okay, well that's a natural 20.
Motherfucker.
Die.
Natural
so
0.
it's 29 plus 10 is 39 plus 6 is
45.
45.
Yes! We know everything
I
about
know
the dwarves if we sit and talk
Everything
about it.
I'm like,
You know,
oh,
actually,
I
I
picked up this
minored in
book.
Dwarvish. I minored in Dwarvish.
Fucking minor. You know, one of my professors at this accounting school, so funny, was teaching a class on dwarven calculus, and I talked to her a whole bunch. Turns out,
You know, in my
Turns out,
travels as a
actually, she was my
kid-
nanny. She raised me.
fucking, I guess.
It's so funny.
This is
Oh my
this is
goodness.
not a
45
casual
is not a
acquaintance.
real number.
That's not a
45
5e
is
number.
is a dwarf was my nanny, and all of my childhood stories were
maybe.
dwarvish.
Maybe that's fucking canon now. Maybe Vesper and Alenda had a dwarvish nanny.
Yes, because that's the only way you are allowed to have a 45.
Well,
Vesper's
it's
like,
a-
oh, by the
it's a-
way,
It's
Oh,
a
by the
group-
way, all of my bedtime stories were dwarfish.
It is a group effort.
it is a group effort. So it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
know like stories and history. Or no, the other way around. Talon knows stories and history,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, I knew a person who lived there for like 300 years or whatever.
Turns
and
out
take-
they were actually ex-nobility who were on the run, and they ended up being my nanny because
So funny.
that's
I
how we get
wonder
a
if I
45.
can find her sister here. Here, Sir Star. Here's a fucking name.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
40
sorry.
How
I
do
didn't mean
no,
to.
No, I mean 45. Okay, let's roll with a 45. What do you know about
Burke,
dwarven culture?
Burke with his natural one just says, dwarves love sonnets.
Well, actually, dwarvish poetry is a lot more complicated than that. You see,
Right, and they have
3
this
hours
cadence.
later.
yeah, exactly. This is what
So,
they were doing on the road. Vesper was like,
Yeah.
let me fill you in.
yeah, no, 100%. Okay, things you know about Undernation and dwarvish culture. So, Undernation is a series of cities / kingdoms that are connected by mythical pathways.
Pathways.
Pathways, known as the Paths of the Forge Father.
Sure.
With a 45, I'm just going to read from you my notes. One thing that you know about, well, you find that's interesting that a lot of Dwarven scholars have debated for a long time, is the Forge Father doesn't actually dictate or create these paths. He's just a guide. And so they have been theorizing that the paths of the Forge Father actually take you off of the material plane. It is a transition between the planes into either the plane of darkness, a plane of shadow, someplace that's completely dark, in which the Forge Father has some ability to guide you. Jump to an extra planar, come back.
So, like, you
So-
take shortcuts through the ethereal plane or the astral plane or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
And with
Plane of Earth,
Yeah.
what's up?
or the plane of Earth.
In this case, it is one of the shadowy dark planes, is what the current best theories are. What other things that you are aware of is that Dwarven culture is largely based around this. That not all dwarves live underground, but they do, but the ones that do all are here. There is a Dwarven nation on another continent that where all nobility go to train and learn stuff. You know a little bit about that. And whenever a new Dwarven heir becomes ready to take the throne, meaning that their parent, king or queen, has died and they are the next in line, they are traditionally to pass through the paths of the Forge Fathers unguided. And wherever they end up is where their next kingdom will be. Whether it's a place brand new, whether it's a whole new city, whether it's another a kingdom that was once used by another king in the past. That becomes the seat of power.
Okay. So,
So-
just because we could be here forever,
Mhm.
what we need to know now is
Mhm.
how do we ingratiate ourselves into this culture in order to get the thing that we want, which is an audience with somebody important. And presumably I would know all about the dwarvish, like,
Yeah.
society structure.
Who is the
Sure.
ruler here?
Yeah, who
One thing you
rules-
also know is
Yeah.
that right now, Kor Ithor Nagok is not the ruling seat. The king
Right.
does not reside here.
Sure.
Okay.
Then
The
who's
king
the most important
resides-
guy?
It would probably be. I was pulling up a different note.
Or lady.
Olga or Lede.
Or person.
So, you know that Kor Ithor Nagok is a city known for bureaucracy and gambling. It is a
City of
it's bureaucracy,
Opposites.
bureaucratic Vegas. That's what it is. Okay.
ew.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Well,
that's
there you
Vegas though, right? Fucking conferences and casinos. Mhm.
Yep, there you go. It is Dwarvish Vegas, and that is what is there.
But who
one-
rules it?
Who currently rules it is, what is her name? She is a duchess. You know what? We're life imitates art. Irena Ween.
Ween.
Ween. W-Y-N-N-E.
Win.
Ween. Pronounce Ween.
Win. We can go with it.
Okay, it's fine. It's Win.
Unless you want another Ween for us to make fun of. We've been through this before.
Oh, there was a storm Ween. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm good at this. Win.
There you go. What was her first
Here, I'll
name?
put
I
it-
got so distracted by Ween.
I mean, that's just how it be sometimes. Let me write it down in pieces of interest. Irena. E-R-I-E-N-N-A. Persons of interest. I have a tab for this.
A win. See, that's nice. That rolls off the tongue nicely. That's not how you spelled it with your mouth, but that's fine.
I was thinking the same thing.
We'll go with it.
But,
You said
my
I
brain
instead of
do
the
it wrong?
second E, but it's okay.
I'll fix it.
No, you're good. I've fixed it in my notes already. Irena. Irena win. Very
I don't know. Doesn't that just have a good mouthfeel? I like that. We're gonna go with it. All right.
Duchess.
Duchess of Thor.
Great.
Back.
Okay.
Cool.
So second question
Mm-hmm.
was how, like, within Dwarvish culture, this city specifically, whatever I may or may not know about Duchess Wynn, how do we ingratiate ourselves in this moment? How do we make ourselves so likable? You know? Grand entrance, just playing it real humble. Like, what's
this
the
place-
play?
You're not gonna like the answer.
That's fine.
A show of great wealth and a donation to the crown.
Great. I cannot do one of those things as a
Mhm.
political envoy. So,
All good.
Which one can't you do?
I cannot make a donation to the crown as a government representative of another country. That's a bad look without a formal alliance. Also, I don't have enough money.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought didn't someone give you a big chest of money at some point?
Yeah, you know.
Talon has a lot of money. Vesper
don't-
doesn't have a lot of
I've
money
got a
in her
decent
official
amount.
capacity.
Vesper had a lot of money. Vesper gave away the money.
Vesper has some money, but like,
I'm
I'm
like
saying
3K.
that as a, without the permission of my fellow council members and my fucking sovereign, though I have the heir here, so maybe we can juggle some things around with that. Like, I can't just come into a city as a political representative of another country and just give them money. That's so weird. That is so weird.
Mhm.
So, like, that's off the table for me. I'm not saying it's off the table for the fucking crown prince, because he's got a different kind of approach to this
Mm-hmm.
than I do.
You do.
Or maybe we make a big deal out of Burke. I don't know. Like,
No, I think if it's make a big deal, then we make a big deal out of all of us.
sure.
We are heroes of the realm. We have saved Tyr, the king of Tyr, King Talagamori, from the vampiric scourge, the assassins. We've done a whole bunch of crap, right? We saved
yeah.
Rosebark.
Mhm.
We're a prince, a council member, a paladin of what's his name? The
It's because
god
there's-
of law, the god of the hand, you know, the law god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you all to know.
It's either
Specifically-
Asilo or the other one that starts with
Acilio,
A,
that
but I
was it.
don't remember.
Acilio, a paladin of Acilio, and an ancient general of times long past. Yeah, we make a big fucking deal of it then, like a big deal of it.
I will have you roll for that in a second, but I want you to know, specifically, Ali and Ian, how mad I am. My brain went, oh yeah, the victors of the short wall. I did it myself, unbidden,
We finally win.
as one of your... so mad. So mad. It's
Gotcha.
fine. It's fine. Yeah, you did. All right, cool. Talon, how are you going to bring the noise?
Okay, well,
Stand back, cracks knuckles.
for starters,
Mhm.
we'll be walking into the city performing, and I know that we all have instruments. We've done this before. We've practiced these things.
I don't have an instrument.
You have a flute. You should have a flute.
Yeah.
Do you not have a flute anymore?
No, I didn't. Look, she gestures to Talon and she gestures to Star like, when would I need it? Why would I need it?
So that you could join in on the fun.
I don't want to join in on the fun. I'm very afraid. Never mind the fact that actually by becoming a blade singer, I became proficient in performance and forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny.
I mean, I could try. Okay, I have it. I'm lying. I have it.
I didn't pack it? You
I
definitely.
thought about that, and then I was like, no, she would pack it because this is a legitimate, like, get into the fucking city strategy.
Oh, I mean, I know she packed it. The question is, was she going to lie about it or not?
Yeah, she did. And then she was like, I don't know why I'm lying. No, I haven't.
Now, normally we'd have like callers and people running out in front of us. So unless we want to drop a lot of money on random people to do that here, then I think we're using like illusions and prestidigitation and spells to do some of the most impressive things like that.
Yep.
But I can totally utilize my ability to look really impressive. My enthralling performance.
Can do a little bit of magic to help with that. I can make small illusions. Like, she'll use some environmental thing to say 15 feet by 15 feet.
Oh.
They're just silent, so I can't make sound and visuals.
Yeah, I can only enthrall 5 people, but if they're the right 5 people, that means we do this at the right time. You know what I mean?
I can also put myself in really fancy getup. I didn't
Same.
really.
I could sing in Dwarvish.
Excellent. And
I could also.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I could also put you all, except Burke, on an elevated platform, just like coming behind me or something. The platform's not strong enough to lift Burke, but.
You also have a flying carpet.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I've got a
god, I
flying
keep forgetting
carpet.
about the fucking flying carpet. That's so much cooler than a stupid floating disc.
Oh yeah, I could come in on
Wait,
the flying carpet.
unless some of us are on the flying carpet, and then Talon or Star, if one of you want to be on the disc behind the carpet, and like doing some kind of crazy visual thing. I don't know.
No, this is good. But we have to
I
be
could
somewhere
his
where we
caller.
can impress the Duchess. So we need to find out her habits, where she hangs out, what she likes to do, a way to get to her. And I think, Sir Star, you might be... Well, both of us can be very good at figuring those things out in different ways. So we can figure out where to essentially ambush her with our awesomeness.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically going to want to talk with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll see if I could rummage up a connection.
Same.
All right. I can do some. Will you go get connections? I can do the paperwork just in case, and then we can kind of do our big thing down the street or whatnot.
Yeah.
Once we find out where she's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Nathaniel, what is Sir Star going to do?
He is going to pray to his god
Mm-hmm.
for a connection with somewhere in this area where this Duchess likes to spend some of her time practicing a hobby that she doesn't like the public knowing about.
Okay. I'm hearing a couple of different things right now. For clarification, you are asking for guidance in... Are you asking for one of her secrets, or are you asking for a connection somewhere in this location? Maybe someone
I'm
to speak
asking for a connection. I'm asking for someone who
Got it.
knows her habits.
Got it.
That's
Got it.
the thing he can do when he goes into a
Yeah,
city. He can just figure this
100%.
out, and he's doing
Yeah.
that.
Okay. As you take a moment, what does it look like when Sir Star prays to his god?
Doesn't look like anything particular. Wouldn't be anything that would draw any extra attention to him other than him grabbing his holy symbol that currently looks like the symbol of a Silo and bowing his head and sending a prayer up or out.
In that simple moment of connection and reflection with your secret deity, it's just a heartbeat. It's a breath. It's a couple of whispered words. And as you blink your eyes close and open again, the whole world goes black. You still hear your friends around you as you're still walking further into this place. But your vision is obscured. And for just a moment, you see an old dwarvish man as the darkness parts. He stands in front of a dirty cloth with a number of assorted knickknacks. There's a number of flawed gems. Looks like that he's been attempting to peddle maybe a toy of some sort made out of wood, a doll. You see a old rusted pair of bracers on this old stained cloak, and around his head that you can see clearly, you see a aura of shadow. You blink again,
Well,
everything comes back to light.
Nice.
Yep. Sorry, that was it.
Sorry, did I get like a location in there or a general?
Yeah,
vibe
you
of
can see him.
where-
Like he's in this room.
He's already
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
I
sorry. Like everything else, I was focusing so hard on being cool, I forgot to give you good information. So the rest of the world, the rest of the world goes like fades away into shadow, and the one thing that comes into light is somebody who's in this room. The only one you can see. It's an old
Got it.
man who's peddling goods.
Room? Like, where are we?
Apologies. You are in the upper floor of Undernation. It is
Layer?
a large. Where?
Like the upper layer, Layer.
Layer. Yes, layer. The upper layer. There is a number of staircases that go down into Undernation proper. Here is an area where people are generally going through from one side of the Everrise Mountains to the other. There are a number of peddlers. There are people that are hawking goods. There are those that are looking for companions, travelers, sell swords that are here. There are people, there's food stalls that are trying to hawk some varying levels of hot meals, as well as a number of pickpockets that are definitely going through the crowd as well. Down below, in a lower layer, is where the city of Kor Ithor Nagok properly starts. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I
You're just
get it.
like, you're in a room, and I was like, what room?
Right? I was like, wait,
Where
what
are
happened?
we?
Were we moving?
In my head, you're in a place. I should probably share that with y'all.
Okay, I assume that we're like still making our way to this customs office, whatever,
Yeah, you're
as we're like making a plan,
layer.
so that we can
Yeah.
figure out where we want to split to. Yep. Okay. But Sir Star sees a guy.
Yep. So Star sees the guy and goes right over.
Mhm.
He just kind of walks up, looking at the knickknacks. Just kind of pick something up and put it back down as he checks these things out. And as he gets closer to the old dwarf, he will almost imperceptibly whistle the silent note.
He whistles along with you. Just as quiet. while over his breath saying, "Well, this is a fine, good piece of true crystal. This grand ruby is from my ancestors." And, he's talking a bunch of shit about his wares.
The people in general, like, is there like a big crowd around this dude?
Not a huge one. Most people, he has a bit of an odor to him, so there's a bit of a opening around him.
Okay. So
not
Star
one of the
will
more
patiently
popular
wait.
members. Yeah. And then he looks at you and he meets your eyes with intense gaze. Is there anything you're interested, sir?
I'm interested in a meeting while I'm here to push the overall goals of our father.
And he kind of looks at you. How may I be of service to the father? He says quietly.
I need to get close to Duchess Wynn. Preferably sooner rather than later.
He smiles a big, toothless, gapped smile at you. And he says in a louder, booming voice, "Oh, well, I believe that these bracers really are something that would look truly spectacular on you."
I
And he
think
hands
it
them to you.
did quite well.
He goes, "That'll be a mere 3 silver for someone as well suited to these than you."
He'll drop 4 silver into his hand.
He will nod and he will go around hawking continuously.
So Star will
Give me
bring
a
those
perception check.
papers. That is a 21.
Nice. Cool. You don't notice. You notice that maybe there's a bit of an extra flare that when he picks up these bracers, but that's all you notice. Sorry, as you were.
You would bring those bracers to Vesper. That old man over there gave me these braces. He is an ally, but I don't know if there's something more to these.
Let me find out. And as we're continuing, I will ritually cast Identify.
Okay.
Are there any like symbols on these things, by the way?
Yeah, I will also just examine them very
Right.
carefully as I
We're
do
gonna
so.
Yeah. Why don't you give me an investigation roll, as well as your identify. Your identify, these are some old leathery bracers.
Not even magical. What the fuck are we talking about?
Non-magicals. Nope.
I think I'm gonna add another
3 for
superiority
investigation.
die to this. So I think I can use the same thing. Yep, tactical assessment, investigation, insight, or history.
Perfect.
Well, it's no 45, but it is a 22. So
I'm like, you say it's no 45, and it's funny because it's funny, but my heart also got like nervous and like I felt
Scared.
anxiety about scared about 45. I don't know what number you said. I don't even hear it. I just heard 45. Went, help! How do I run games? Thanks
22.
for that. Jesus Christ, guys! All right. One thing you do notice as you are going through these bracers, a small slip of paper that's Nathaniel somehow you missed. That was placed inside one of the worn.
And the
straps
player
of these
knew that's what was there too.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
right.
oh, no, how he would have missed that. But all right.
why are we gatekeeping behind rules? I like that.
I don't know.
You rolled a 21, and I only rolled a 22, but apparently that was the DC.
Incredible.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, she'll kind of
So
like
mad.
be like,
Found it
well,
on his investigation of 23, by the way.
Oh yeah, you definitely found that.
She'll kind of be like, I don't. They're definitely not magical. They're kind of old and cracked and not particularly useful. But you know,
smell something awful.
There's also this, and she won't pull it out, but she'll kind of get it with her fingernail so you can see where the paper is, right?
And so Star will just kind of grab that from her hand in a handshake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I missed that. It's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Leather's old.
finding a person is a little disorienting.
It's all right.
Well, I think
It's
this will
all
help.
Okay.
And we'll read this thing on the slide.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, give me a stealth roll. 45 is fine.
22, by the way, is Grover Cleveland.
What? The president?
Okay. Well,
Yes.
it's not a 30. It's not a 45, but it is a 31.
Okay, good. So as you have a chance to unfill this paper in a way, you're able to start reading it. It is in an arcane script that seems to be like a mixture of thieves' cant and divine script. Clearly, it is something meant for the professor and his followers. As you look at it, it says, Duchess Wynn meets with a secret lover in the gardens on the 15th, on the 7th layer of Kor Ithor Nagak every Separate Day at midnight.
Oh, is that midnight on the Separate Day when it becomes a Separate Day? Or is it midnight of the Separate Day when it's not actually Separate Day anymore?
Midnight of Separate Day when it first becomes Separate Day.
Yeah.
Should really just.
The one
clarify.
midnight.
How,
What day of the
how,
week is it?
how,
How many days
how-
away is that?
Pulling up the calendar now.
Yeah, how exactly? How
It's
far away is
Super
that?
Day at 11:30 p.m.
Just fucking ambush this
Perfect.
poor woman. Hey, we know you're
Hey.
trying to get some fucking, but by the way.
We're gonna just show up outside their meeting place playing music. Never let you go.
So funny. Just the boombox.
Just hold the boombox. Yep,
Set
100%.
the mood. So funny.
Oh my god.
Hey, she's
You
gonna
know
be in
this
a
is a
great
secret
mood
liaison,
when this
right?
meeting is done.
Oh god.
Right,
right,
we're gonna wait
uh,
until after her meeting.
Just totally
it's like when you
Rick
go
Roller.
to court right after lunch. God,
Never
the judge
gonna
is like,
give
I've just
you
ate. I'm
up."
happy.
Okay,
We're chill.
so you guys just had a long rest, right?
Yep.
Yup.
And it took a day
It
to
was
get
the
here.
25th.
Well, no, it took us the whole day to get here. So
Yeah, well,
it's
but
the
yes,
26th now.
the
Well-
26th now
Yes.
will make us the 26th of Melody is Separate Day.
God
Actually,
damn
Nice.
it.
Nice.
it's actually tonight. It is the evening.
Perfect.
I did not know that was coming, but you know what? Let's go.
So
Sometimes life just works.
we actually have a perfect song for this
God works in mysterious
that we've
ways.
rehearsed. It's the one that plays at the end of the stream every time.
Mhm.
Through Sebera's eyes, they are watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Brooke, do you still have your drum?
Nope. I can
He
stop.
too lies.
You kind of are a drum.
He'll clang against his metal and it makes a disappointing thud.
Oh.
Hmm.
I can stomp.
That's fair. I guess the wood
Totally
on the
fair.
inside kind of just cushions the whole reverberation.
While you
Make it
guys were
work.
doing that, I cast illusory script and wrote a note, and the note is in the chat.
Thank you. Let me go read
Good
that.
stuff. You did what I was gonna do. Great minds. Now we just have to figure out how to get it to her.
When we stroll up to her while she's meeting with her secret lover.
I mean,
Right.
this feels really rude, but it's
This
kind of
is
fun.
for your king.
I mean, you could be all sneaky and shit and just leave it for her to find when she meets for her lover.
I really
Also
like.
metal as hell.
That's Sir Star's way.
I want to find out who her lover is and give him the note and be like, "Hey, this is for your girl," and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Or they, I don't know. But
just illusory scripted on his chest while he's not looking, and
Just stand
And then
still for
God.
11 minutes. Let me tattoo you with this. It'll disappear, I
quick.
promise.
it's just a Sharpie. When you wash it with a couple of times, it'll go away.
After 10 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are mad. Truly, truly mad. And you have 2 hours. No, actually, no. What time is it now? It's probably early evening, so you probably have like 5.5, 6 hours to get this done,
Oh, we got time.
which is
Oh, good.
which is great.
Let's do it. Well,
Love it.
knowing everything that we know about the Dwarven Empire.
Which is everything, by the way. The
Hey,
only way we could
actually,
know more is if one of us was a dwarf.
I feel like that's the case. You know, funny enough, Vesper's like pajamas at night actually is a map of the entirety of the Dwarven nation,
It's
all the
just
streets and
minors in
everything.
Dwarven history, don't mind me.
Yeah, don't. It's fine.
You know,
Major
while
in
in accounting
adventuring, minor
school,
in Dwarven history.
I got really like into this thing.
45. I just can't, my guy.
That's
All
funny.
right.
I have never rolled that high in any role-playing game,
was
including
max
when
on
I played
everything, right?
3.5.
I think my highest roll in 3.5. I bluffed an Elder Brain with a 74.
Yes, that's what it was. It was a 70.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
74.
think I only ever played to like level 10 in
Mhm.
3.5 anyway, but
Mm.
still, I don't think I ever rolled a 45.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
Maybe in the
something to give Richard
Warhammer
Man's fun.
RPG, but yeah,
that was deity level stuff. And
That was
is
fun.
the reason why the professor exists. But anyway,
Oh yeah, spoilers. That was the professor actually. That was what he did in life.
the professor just inserted this knowledge into Vesper's brain in that moment. He was like, "I'm so sick of this shit. Here,
here.
There you go. Here's all the secrets of the dwarves.
45.
Also,
that
here-
could be an act of divine intervention. It could be.
Here's who's fucking
keep the
who.
plot best. Keep the plot going, Vesper. Keep
You know
the
what?
plot going.
Right,
Keep
right.
the plot going.
All right. How do we find who her lover is?
Okay.
This may actually be a good time for a short rest. If we are putting together a nice little plan here.
I like
Mhm.
that. We just
Mhm.
arrive at the paperwork office and we're like, we gotta go find this guy.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So if you guys, I think it would be a good time for us to take about a 15-minute break and we'll be back. We'll let you guys do some bio breaking, and then we'll figure out how to do some heartbreaking. This poor casino mogul is just gonna have her whole day ruined.
Not her whole day.
Her whole night.
Not ruined.
If I was gonna say,
Her
like,
whole-
she can go right back to her activities once we have a little chit chat.
yeah.
We're not
Mhm.
judging.
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, it's fine. Nope. Okay, very good. All right, we will be back in about 15 minutes, guys. We're gonna figure out how this is all gonna go. I love the nonsense that y'all do, so thank you. See you soon.
Cool. See you soon.
Bye.
Top
Bye.
tryst ideas in the chat.
What? Hello, mortals and monsters. What's going on? Y'all want to do some banana bullshit? Let's do some banana bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh my, Ian.
Like
All I
this
can think
feels-
of, I'm gonna steal your banana.
Hmm.
Oh, out of context, that's way worse. And I'm not gonna help.
This feels
No,
like
I'm not interested.
way calmer than some of the other shit we've pulled, though. You're
Definitely.
like, it's bananas, and I'm like, it's not really.
Really not
No, that's fair. Okay. Well, let's do
It's
some
silly,
normal stuff.
but it's not
very silly.
kooky.
Let's go. No, it's not kooky. All right. I sit corrected, and y'all have the floor. You have a time and a place for a ma'am. So what you gonna do?
Like 10 minutes before she's supposed to get there, I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual.
Cool.
On me, myself.
Real quick, are you guys attempting to get down to the 7th floor unnoticed? Or are you just going to be, milling throughout the city? You are allowed in. You have paid your fee. I'm just curious if you guys are doing this in a way that you don't want people to know that you're where you are.
I don't really think that's necessary. I don't think we're gonna do our grand entrance to the city,
Mhm.
but I don't really feel like we need to hide.
Unless we're stopped
Okay.
from going down there.
Yeah.
No, you are given leave to move throughout the layers of Thor Nagok.
Yeah.
Star
really...
also casts Comprehend Languages on himself.
Cool.
I'll also
Fine.
cast.
Fine,
Seeing
I'll do it too. Gosh.
I'll also cast
Hey,
Seeing
Burke.
Invisibility on myself.
Hey, Burke, what do you speak?
Not Dwarven.
What do you speak, Burke?
Gnomish and Giant and Common.
Cool.
Oh, gosh.
Speaking them dead languages. Got it.
I
See
wasn't dead
invisibility
when he
moments before.
was-
Okay. Great.
Anything else we want to do?
Yeah, I'm looking real
No.
quick.
I don't think so. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on. I'll cast it on Talon. I'm going to give him whatever the charisma one is. Eagle Splendor.
Oh dear God.
Just gives you advantage on charisma checks for the next hour.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Awesome.
Just it's
Oh, that's all.
I don't know, might be helpful.
That's. Yeah.
Not that you really need it, but let's a little insurance. I
great.
feel like I'm helping.
Thanks.
No, very much so. All right, cool.
Dude,
So
the
Star's gonna
dwarves.
stealth around.
Great. Give me a stealth roll.
And just kind of wait.
Mhm.
With this nice
Do-
cloak on.
Do the dwarves celebrate Zebra Day?
30.
The Moon Festival?
Yeah.
Or
Oh
With
wait,
your
it's Zebra
one-
Day. The
so the Moon Festival is when Sebra's eye, the moon, is full on a Zebra day.
and a
Zebra Day.
Not
Zebra Day
every-
is a day of the week,
Yeah, it's just
Correct.
and
Sunday.
not a holiday. Okay.
Yeah. It's just Sunday, right? And so there's about 3 to 5 a year where a full moon falls on Zebra Day, which will make it a moon festival.
Mm,
So
This
yeah, do they
tradition-
celebrate Sunday?
dwarves like
Not
the
really.
moon?
Do they observe the moon festival when I imagine most dwarves don't see the moon?
Not so much. They don't
I
observe
mean,
the
there's
moon.
like
so.
tides underground and shit.
That's true.
Yes, but they are not, as far as you know, ones that celebrate the moon festival. At least not these dwarves.
Okay, so as we're traveling, there's not like more crowds out or anything.
Correct. Also, I don't believe. Now, Moon Festival was last week. The next one's not going to be actually wildly one. There's one next month too. There's one in Rot, and there's not one for us of the year.
Stupid
Rot
60
is the
lunar
month.
calendar.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
To the park. Nobody's ever heard of a Sir Alan Starr. We don't know who he is, where he is, or why we know that name.
Right.
What was the roll?
30.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And he's
Forgotten
got his
from-
cloak that gives people disadvantage on perceiving him.
Yeah, so you gotta roll 30 with disadvantage. Cool. My cloak's stupid. Why do I give you these items? These are great.
That's good.
Well,
I'm good with
I
seeing
rolled
visibility.
a natural 19 and a natural 1.
and
Nice.
comprehend
Who dat?
languages.
Yep. Not gonna cut it. Awesome. Okay. So this garden is it's well cultivated glowing fungi and crystal outcroppings, natural geodes. That is what is in this garden. It is natural geodes that have been shaped and carved. It doesn't look like it's done with tools as much as they were encouraged to grow in patterns. Vesper, of all of your dwarvish knowledge, you know that the stone singers are a thing, and they talk to stones. It's probably something like that.
It's also a thing we can do as real life humans.
Mhm.
Tell plants how to grow.
Grow
Tell someone.
better.
Go this way.
Please,
Grow in this direction.
please.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is
Fun
what you
fact.
have to-
Vesper's just
What?
dropping fucking trivia throughout the dwarf city.
Did you know? Did
By
you
the
know
way,
that stone singing has been an active part of the tradition
No.
for over 6,000 years? It
It's
first happened
definitely-
by blah 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 blah.
she's definitely not doing that. One, because it's tacky. Two, because she's really that's not the mood
No, it's not.
that she's been in. But it is funny to think about.
It's just her little backwards monologue going through her head. All right.
She's
So
just like,
you're-
why did I keep all of this? What,
Mhm.
like, like I'm glad I have it now, but
Talon, you said you cast see invisibility.
Yes. Lasts for an hour.
Okay.
And
You-
comprehend languages does too.
Very good. You and you alone notice a dwarvish woman with deeply tanned skin, a very well manicured silver goatee, and long braided hair. Fully invisible, meet up with a small kobold in hushed tones.
Okay, we start playing now. Do the thing.
okay.
Stompy, stompy, stompy.
So
Do do do.
if anyone doesn't mind, if this is a good idea, those of you who might have performance as a class skill, I could use advantage.
I do have that.
Oh,
I have made it this far in the campaign without actually playing the stupid fucking flute, and now we will do it for the first time in 62 sessions.
Woo!
Right, Sir Star is just like hears the opportunity and still just waits silently from the shadows, looking at Vesper.
I don't even know. I can't see him, but I can feel it. I'm like,
you can
nice,
feel
he's
the
looking at
judgmental
me.
eye.
He's
Yep.
telling me to do it with his mind. All right,
incredible.
take out the flute. Make sure there's nothing in it. I
Oh,
probably
I'm looking to
prepared
say
for
like
this moment.
they're here,
But-
and whispered like tones like
Okay,
they're
okay,
here,
okay.
they're right over there. I can see them. They're invisible. We should start
And
playing
Burke.
now. Make the grand entrance.
With his -1 charisma, rolled a natural 20, so 19.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
Nice.
Of all times to do it, let's go.
Stomping
I'm-
good.
Giving Talon advantage with my playing, so do I need to roll?
Talon already gets advantage, doesn't he?
Yes, but
I
like,
do.
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah, because I
charisma.
give you
Yes.
the
That's right.
Eagle's
Yeah.
Splendor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guess I can roll then.
You can roll then, or somebody, or you could give Sir Star
4.
advantage.
24 perception or performance. So I rolled a
Ooh,
9
that's low for
with
you.
advantage.
Well, if
Mhm.
Star is hiding, I didn't assume that he was part of this performance. I thought you were, unless you say so. I don't know.
Sorry, I actually had to step away to open the door and then came back. Sir
all
Star
good.
was trying to get close enough to get that letter onto them.
They're invisible.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up as I got back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I can see them.
Yeah, knowing that, Sir Star would just play along.
Okay.
Okay.
Like he would pull out his loot.
Okay. Then I will give advantage to Sir Star instead of
Okay.
rolling performance. You can't
Star.
make me.
I can.
No.
26.
Nice. All right. Burke rolled a natural 20. Talon rolled a 24. As for somehow, always and forever, Star beats Talon's
It's hilarious.
performance roll every time.
It's hilarious.
Who's their god now? And Vesper rolls a...
I'm gonna add a superiority die. Commanding presence.
Uh-huh.
When you roll intimidation, persuasion, or performance, you add a superiority die.
I'm
That's not as
hearing
good.
Moaning Myrtle.
Not what I was going for, but alright, well let's see. 12 plus 7, 19. Okay, 19's fine.
And Burke, you also rolled a 19?
Yep.
Okay.
And I would like to use enthralling performance against them, because I can
Okay.
see them.
You can see them. Let me read the specifics of that.
They make a wisdom
Enthralling
saving
performance.
throw. Or they're
DC what?
charmed. DC equal to my spell DC, so it's 18.
It's 19 now, baby.
Because
Proficiency bonus went up.
it calculates
Is it?
automatically 18. Yeah.
Oh, is it just 18 now?
Yeah.
It
It was 17 before.
Okay, well, that's a failure for one.
Okay.
And a failure for the other.
Okay. So, because I just have this written down on my sheet to make it easy. While charmed in this
Perfect.
way, the target idolizes me. It speaks glowing of me to anyone who speaks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes me. Avoiding violence unless it was already inclined to, which not at all inclined to violence. Nothing here is speaking of violence. The
Great.
effect ends on a target after 1 hour. So everything we're doing is going to last for an hour. If it takes any damage, if I attack it, or if it witnesses me attacking or damaging its allies, it also ends. I'm not going to do that.
The two of them stop canoodling and just hold each other. So they stop making out and they hold each other and just watch you guys perform.
Yeah, and we are like playing, maybe not the best we've ever played, but on like flying carpets and floating discs and looking impressive as F, singing. Yeah.
You said they were whispering. Were they whispering with their mouths against each other?
Yeah.
I missed the make-out parts, but they're fully invested in tongue dueling. Okay.
Not
Yes.
anymore.
Not anymore. Now they're just holding each other and listening to this performance.
And we're just walking up to them.
Okay.
I'm clearly looking at them. Also.
Yeah. Well, I think they both are very pleasantly enjoying the performance until Duchess Wynn kind of gets a bit startled when she realizes you're walking directly up to her.
Calm emotions.
Yep. She unentwines herself from this cobalt, and sits up in kind of a more formal posture.
It's a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail it if they wish.
Okay. Calm emotions. Ooh,
DC
that is properly cocked. Okay. That is a 10 on the die. That is another failure.
Okay. They're just not frightened. They're just,
Okay.
I'm not using it in a
Sure.
nasty way. It's like
Yeah.
everything's fine. No one's here to
Kinda
do
like-
any harm.
Putting out soothing
it's-
vibes.
Sure, but it's straight up like, Mom just got home and hadn't know they were going to be here that soon, and we're on the couch together, and we're just going to scoot the opposite sides of the benches and sit up straight, and it's fine, and we weren't just making out.
Sure.
Yep. And she will, kind of pull down her tunic and, adjust her hair and drop the invisibility.
Oh. You can play the whole song.
Sure.
It's for them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She's... So your goal is to be like, here, we've got this performance for you and your partner.
Yeah.
Is that the vibe? Okay.
And it's
Said that
about
they wanted a grand showing, right?
right.
It is.
And it's about us. We each also have a solo in the song or hold something down in the song. It's the minstrel,
Yep.
right?
Right.
And like, it's also a song about how Sebra watches us and then goes into some of the things that we have done on the ad-lib side.
Once she knows being observed, she does not re-engage with her partner, but she does listen to the song with it. She's clearly enjoying the piece.
Great.
And she doesn't say anything until you're done.
Cool.
Song ends. She stands up from the bench and she gives you a solo applause.
Thank you. Bow, deeply. One knee.
Right.
Star also bows.
There is a little bit of lag, but Burke also bows once he realizes what everybody's doing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Proper respects.
And how may I help you?
Duchess Wynne. I am Talon Hartford, heir of House Talgamore, the son of Gladmir Miraran of Spyre. It would do me a great honor if you would be so gracious as to deliver this letter to your king. And pulls out the letter he'd written in the Lucery script. She can read it. She is one of the people who can read it.
Okay. She will.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. She opens it up and begins scanning it. You're welcome to speak while she's doing so.
I apologize for interrupting your evening. Time is of the essence in our mission, and we thought perhaps a delightful song on a special evening might be something you would appreciate. There are dire matters within the lands above and below, and if through your gracefulness, if the king would be willing to speak with us at some point, hopefully soon. This missive will only last for 10 days. We would be greatly appreciated. Such a favor.
She kind of takes you in, takes everyone else out. She kind of... it appears that there's not many people around because, well, she chooses this time intentionally. She inclines her head to you. Majesty of Tyr, I bid you welcome to Kirthor Narak, and I thank you for your gift of song. It has I can make no promises into what our king will say or do, but I can return your gift by sending this missive to him.
We have paperwork.
We did fill out an official form requesting a meeting, etc. Understanding that it can take some time, just covering bases, but as I'm sure you understand, this is of some urgency.
I thank you for this favor.
I will see that your request is processed in a timely fashion, and do not want to get into all of the problems going on right now. I will say this: I thank you for your directness. I understand that you want to speak with the king. We have a lot going on. There is a reason why we haven't joined you in your fight against the vampires. but I will make sure that the king is able to speak with you directly.
Thank you. Perhaps there are ways that our peoples can help each other with their problems. I don't seek a one-way solution. I wish for you and the king to know this.
We would offer what aid we can in dire times in exchange for your support, of course.
Whatever
We are
it may
already
be,
fighting a war on one front.
whatever
To
that aid
engage in
may
a
be,
second.
it does not have to be soldiers.
Understood. And she turns and she just one second, and she actually turns to the little kobold and grabs both of his little hands and whispers to him in Draconic.
I speak Draconic. What's he say?
What
What's she say?
I have comprehend languages up, so
You
Same.
do. I'm sorry, dear. The state calls. I'll be with you in a moment. I'll make it up to you. And she whispers this to him. He gives a formal bow, a wink, and wanders off into the garden.
is there anything I can do to make it up to your friend for disturbing your peaceful evening together? Talon says this discreetly and very quietly.
I only request that this meeting be short.
If there is... I believe that we have nothing else to deliver to you, and would like to make it as short as possible.
I will send a missive with my own seal. Let me try to pronounce the king's actual city now, because you know how well that goes all the time.
Take it slow.
Eneth, Arol, Nabid, Lam. I will send your missive with my own seal to Eneth, Arol, Nabid, Lam.
Thank you, Duchess.
Do
The
keep
expectation
in mind
is...
that
Oh,
the
sorry.
wars we fight are connected. They may be
Yeah.
coming from different directions, but our enemies are more aligned than we would like them to be.
A discussion is all that I ask. A meeting.
Uh,
What comes of it is what
And a
comes of it.
discussion you will have.
Thank you.
I do not control the will, might, or decisions of my people. We are a place of recreation and gold. And I will be glad to send your missive forward. Sorry you've caught me a bit out of sorts.
Talon just smiles a little. I apologize to intrude upon your evening.
Well, as you know, she gives you a nod. There are no off hours.
Yes. So we will make this brief. Thank you, Duchess. I, Tyr, my friends, we understand what this means. We'll leave you to your evening. Your Grace.
She kind of puts up a hand, or like she's about to say something, and then stops. Does it again, stops. When you do speak with him, ask him about the Duergar. Good evening.
Thank you. My
And
friend?
she heads off to find her companion.
Let's
Music
gather.
was tactical.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Huh.
Shall we gather hands?
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
That time.
Presumably, we've said goodbye to Leon before pulling this stunt. Also.
Yeah, my
Like,
assumption was
actually.
Leon didn't go downstairs. He went through the mountain.
Yeah.
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 Probably left him with one of our Oreos.
Oranos.
Oranos. I was like, I know it's not Oreo, but I don't know what it is.
No, but I was inspired by the word Oreo to make Oranos, so they're Oranos.
They're black and white. Sure.
They're mostly black. White tongues, though.
Blech.
And have
Blech.
cream filling.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. You have to wrestle one. You would know.
Double stuffed.
Oh no,
Oh.
not that.
Gotta
Nope.
get more Orenos somehow.
Oh, can we just teleport already? Oh my god.
We teleport.
Everybody hold hands.
Yes.
I just
Is-
just wanted to once again emphasize to, roll back time. Emphasize to Leon, we don't need to role play this out. Like, hey, buddy, if you need something, please call me. No more of the secret shit. Here's a fucked up horse. Have a good time. I hope you make it safely. Like, I mean it. We're trying to do better by you. I just need to understand.
Yeah. You do reiterate that, and he seems to hear you, which is good.
I don't know what it eats. Good luck.
He does. He's dealt with
I'm sure,
Ornos
I'm
before.
sure.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Prince Talon,
Yes.
is this safe?
100%.
You are addled. At least sometimes.
At this moment, and he puts on a necklace you guys have not seen him wear before, which is from Spyre. Hopefully includes equals as an associated object from his father.
That it is.
I know
Weirdly,
that we
because
will.
he still has it.
Yeah, it's weird. I know that
Mhm.
we will arrive exactly where we intend to.
Okay.
And he kind of
In this
brushes the lily.
reality.
Yes. No tricks. This will work precisely as intended. I hold too much of elven history on my person for it to not work.
This elven history?
Yes, it includes this elven history.
Burke, who generally doesn't have a expression on his face, he just gives you an unwavering gaze for a couple seconds, long seconds, before nodding. Let's go.
Let's go.
Pitta-patta.
Let's get at her.
Spyre. As all he says. It's a verbal component for the spell.
Perfect.
And what happens, GM?
We
Okay.
go to the future.
What?
No. This
oh.
time I stay. Fuck it.
Talon.
Yeah.
As a bard, what does the physical manifestation of your teleport spell look like? I'll tell you where you arrive at, but I want to hear what Talon's spell of teleport looks like.
So it's a verbal
Hands are
component, right?
Yeah.
And so he essentially sang, right? In Elven, because he knows Elven. He will say the word for Spyre. He's seen the sigils, and legitimately, it is like as the words are being spoken, the symbols, right? For like, say if there was a teleportation circle, but not specifically for a circle, right? The symbols for such a place which could be imaginary and not even real, those symbols appear as he is singing Spyre around, and they fade from here and hopefully appear there.
Mm-hmm. So as the world around you fades, it's not like it fades to dark, as if you're going somewhere, absence of light. It is as if the reality is being overlapped as one fades out and another fades in.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, the temperature drops like 30 degrees as you arrive at the top of one of the tallest peaks in the Everrise Mountains. You are not within the gates of Spyre, but you are before the gate of Spyre. Wisps of light dustings of snow blow throughout upon the top of this mountain. There, you are surrounded by people in heavy cloaks, big furry hats, gloves. Y'all feel a bit underdressed after the warm. Not that you don't have it with you. I'm sure you guys packed for this.
Yeah,
but
we're going there.
Right, drop significantly in temperature.
Bert's
You
always
see-
underdressed, baby.
Oh,
Hey.
nudity. If you look behind you, you see a long, winding path up the side of a mountain with almost 24 gates along that path. Before you is a wooden and mithril wall, 50 feet high, with 2 large doors closed before you. Upon the tops of the walls, you see archers. As you appear there, they draw their bows, pointing at you. State your purpose!
I hold up the letter.
Uh-huh.
I am here as the Prince of Tyr to speak with Astramus, and he will at that break the seal, which I'm doing right now. Which breaking the seal of the letter will alert Astramus.
Vladimir.
Yeah,
No,
Datamir.
you told me Astramus before. But whichever.
Was your sorry, was the letter to your father, or was it your letter to... Am I completely wrong about who gave you the letter? It was your dad that gave you the letter, who's Vladimir. Which is why the joke Datamir came from.
Well, yeah, he is the father, but literally you told me, as I wrote this down, to alert Astramus.
He is the father.
He is
However-
the father.
And I say, and to speak with Vladimir of House Menrarin. But I break the seal and open the letter and begin to read.
Okay. And for our audience, this is a letter that I gave to Peercy, 3 years ago?
Almost, yeah.
That has been wax sealed since I gave it to you.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's written in Elven, so if it's okay, I'll read it now.
Yeah.
To my younger self, to Vladimir of House Menrarin. The Prince of Dawn has fallen, and soon we of Spyre shall follow. My son, the bearer of this message, speaks only truth, for he has indeed traversed the river of time. In the near century since you read this letter, the Drow have not returned the oracle, and I fear she is lost to us. Yet there remains hope, my younger self. Another twin exists, one who could inherit the mantle of the oracle. She remains in hiding within Enyena Unarith, and shall live until the year 9002. You must rescue her, free the oracle of Enyena Unarith, and break the stalemate that binds the council. In indecision, we falter. And 100 years hence, we shall stand as a last bastion of freedom on the brink of collapse. Rescue the Oracle and bring war upon Nocturna. Forge an alliance with the humans and seek peace with Undernation. Avoid my fate, and above all, cherish your son. And I'm reading this out loud at the gates, by the way, in Elven. He carries his mother's nobility and her kind heart, alongside our shared stubbornness. We could do far worse than to welcome him home. With hope, Vladimir Mirarin, Shepherd of Pages. And I just hold the note aloft after reading it. And I don't look like serious or whatever. That's just what he does. And waits.
Okay. Burke, who has no idea what the fuck he just said, just starts slow clapping.
But anybody who still has comprehend languages up does.
Yep. So Star understands Elvish anyway and claps along.
I say it. Mine says partial understanding of Elvish.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
This is a beautiful letter, by the way.
Thanks.
I'm going to take a picture.
I appreciate it. It was a fun prop to put together. Yeah. That feels kind of big. It's been around for a long time. The two guards top the tower with bows drawn look at each other, and they don't lower their bows, but they do release tension from the string. Not like shooting you, but, you know. And you see a third of them kind of come up, whisper the two of them, and go running down. Running out of sight that you can't see. Shortly thereafter, you hear a large, like a clap of thunder from somewhere inside the city. And
oh, thank God we're not the only ones clapping.
thunder! All right, cool. And you hear, in Elvish, a gruff voice. Open the damn gate! I don't care! Now! And the gates slowly open. And you see Datamir standing in front of you.
And just wait.
He... forgot how pretty that looked.
Yeah, if you've got it on your computer, is there any way that you could drag it onto stream and just...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's 100% my plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing was cool. Cool. Right.
Task.
Yeah, this means a lot that we finally got to play with this thing. And he kind of looks at you also in shocked silence. The letter. Let me see.
I hold it out to him.
And he slowly walks over. And he takes it. And he spends the next 5 minutes reading it over and over again.
And I am
At some point,
the
Vesper
necklace.
starts to get into either Burke or Talon or Sir Star. Who's got the coats? She just starts pulling them out. Like, okay.
It's
Burke has
cold!
them in his maw.
Yeah. Burke, do you
So
mind?
Star has a breastplate of cold resistance.
Oh, yeah, you're also.
Oh, that's right. It's just Vesper who's cold.
Talon also.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Star just puts an arm around Vesper and just like rubs her shoulders.
Thank you. I'm going to get my coat.
Burke, like a street magician, just starts pulling out coats out of his maw.
A never-ending coat.
Yep.
All right. After the comic moment of guards with bows, Vladimir, kind of in stunned silence. A bunch of people that are like, can we go in? Can we go, you know?
Some guards up there like, my arm's so tired, you guys.
He just looks up and come out of the cold. Guess we have much to talk about. I'm Vladimir of House Mararin, and I formally extend an invitation to Talon, and he kind of looks to you.
You gotta indicate who you're talking about.
Sorry,
You.
I do. In my brain, he indicates to Talon and your companions. He seems to want to know what their names are.
Lady Vesper Delaith, Coin Master of Tyr. Sir Alan Starr, Paladin. He stops there.
He bows.
Huh?
Burke,
That was perfect.
known to some as Eubar.
If you recall last time, that didn't go well when you introduced him.
I know, but
Okay.
still, I'm not hiding much of anything.
So thought that hadn't happened yet, but who knows?
Actually, you know what? No. To him, I do say Paladin of the Professor, because I know there's a connection there with information, so I don't hide that either.
So his eyes
There's a
widen.
fat and fast side eye from Sir Star.
Yeah, and
He
Vladimir
is
gives you kind of a big...
happy.
Yeah, probably not. Vladimir gives you an eye as well. And again, his gives you bulgy, creepy eyes when you say Burke.
Eubar?
Ubar. These four are my guests and under my protection, and are welcome within the city. You'll treat them as honored guests within the nation of Spyre. Follow me. And he welcomes you into the city.
Okay, follow me in.
Yep.
He doesn't. The last times you were here, in 100 years from now or so, you went to the council chambers. He brings you to an inn. A nice
Also
inn.
Brought us to an inn last time, for what it's worth.
Motherfucker, I'm bad at memory.
No, he brought us to the council chambers, and then he brought us to a fucking old derelict inn to tell us the important stuff.
Oh yeah, that was beyond. That was outside of that gate, way lower. That is what
Oh.
happened. I remember that. So he brings you into an inn. He's holding the letter and reading it and rereading it. He goes to the barkeep. Select. Room. No watchers. Now. He nods. You are led up the stairs into a thick wooden paneled door and are led into a private room.
Because I think the comparison is fun, how does the city look compared to the last time we saw it in the future? And is this
Fair.
the same bar? Does this bar look the same? Well,
So
things like that.
Yeah. Okay, so for context, previously when you were here, the Everdesk, the fucked up sentient shadow that protects the vampires from the sun, was pretty much encroaching on that final gate that you just entered. Everything below that was rotting. Wood, corpses. It stunk of death. Before you were in one of the lower rungs of the city. below the final gate. Where you are now is within the inner city. A place that is not flooded with refugees. Let me try to do this in the right order. Last time you were here, everything but the final gate and the capital of this city was destroyed. This inner city was covered in refuse and waste. People, refugees lined the streets. People were starving. Stank. Sweat, elven waste. The biggest difference was the eyes. No one there thought there was going to be a way out. For 100 years, the world became darker and darker. That is nothing like the place you've entered in today. You enter in a wealthy, though isolated, capital city. You, all of you, are the only non-elves you see. Spyre has definitely doubled and tripled down on isolation. That being said, while their isolation does forego some goods, no one is starving. There is music being played in the streets as you walk along towards this inn. Smells of elven rice cake. Not to be confused with rice cakes, very different. This one's sweet. Are being sold by vendors along the streets. There are young elven children playing a game with a ball and a stick and some sort of minor magic. Nobody looks scared. Nobody's starving. As you enter in this inn, good.
Burke secretly likes the past future version better.
It's not a secret, Burke. We all know what you're about. But yeah, it's a bit different. Pretty sure the letter that Peercy posted is upside down, but that's okay.
I think it's backwards. I don't think it's upside down. I think it's backwards.
Just
We gotta
Can tell if
flip
it was
it.
cold.
I think
Well,
it's
I think-
upside down. I'm pretty sure the bottom part, like the top part, is a signature.
yeah, that looks
Like
upside down.
this,
To me.
this actually straight up is. I translated this letter into Elvish and printed it out in Elvish, so this actually is translatable.
I
Oh,
thought the top was like
okay.
the address to the person, but
So did I.
No, that's all good.
it's fine.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun coming with that prop. Anyways, hopefully that gives you a better context of where you are and how things are different. But thank you for
Yeah.
asking me to do that. Spyre is one thing that you do notice while you are here. There is an extraordinarily large cathedral. It is the largest building within the central city. Known as the House of the Dawn Prince. It's pretty. It is a grand cathedral that has been constructed thousands of years ago and took thousands of years to build.
As soon as it
Intricately
like,
carved.
As soon as it comes into view, Vesper's gonna give like the side eye to Star, like, eh?
Mm-hmm. So Star's already nodding back. He knows where to go.
Mm-hmm. Gotta make me some
When the time is-
praying. Praying time. Right. You do get a lot of looks, as there are some elves in this city that have never seen a human.
I'm
The
gonna
city's
make
been under isolation. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Or
I'm gonna make
Warforged.
sure. Yeah, exactly. Whatever badge of office that I have, like a pin, a lapel thing, something, I'm gonna make sure that it is out on display.
I always picture that is a cloak clasp, as long with an official cloak.
Yeah. Just make it immediately clear.
Mm-hmm.
And same.
Well,
Wearing the circlet crown with 7 stars.
that's right.
So
Well, you
Star's
are
the holy symbol of Asilo.
Mm-hmm.
okay. The 5 of you all enter into a private room. Back of an inn. Vladimir takes the note, places it down, and takes the 4 of you in. Well, I will attempt to keep my denials of what I know to be true to a minimum. This was written in my hand.
By you.
By me.
From
Do you
the
have-
future.
100 years from now.
Yes.
If you have
And while-
questions, we have answers.
How did you do it?
Come back or go forward.
I'm back. I was told that was impossible.
We
Spaceship.
That's how we got there.
That's, yes. We found a temple to Venesmir and the keys, and jumped into the river and swam back.
I used to know a thing or two about time magic. Was useful.
So did a friend who came with us.
The worshipper of Venesmir.
And you've come back to do what?
Prevent the future we saw.
Save the world.
Tell me what you saw.
We can
As much detail as you can.
pull
Do you
out.
prefer that we show you?
Yes.
Pull out the fake vampire collars from the elves. The silvery elven chain with the... Oh, I'm wearing the silver elven chain with the green stone, which he's probably also wearing right now, too. The silver elven resistance earring.
Yep.
The... Hold on.
The sets of disguise clothes that we put on as slaves.
Yes.
The 2 dresses, one from Hekartar, one from God, what's the small town that we stayed in for a while? The one that was
Reiki.
between rivers.
Reiki.
Reiki, thank you. Yeah. What else have I got?
Gladmir's
My
book
spell
from
book.
Yep, from
Yep.
Hekartar. Gladmir's literally, gave me this and said, book from the future. The assessment of the Elves'
right.
fighting forces of Spyre, their location, fortifications,
Yep,
capabilities,
all that
strength, and
stuff.
battle plan of how they best could help the war effort in the past 7 years after we returned, if put to use for that. Elven map with notes from the future, as well as a high hollow hunter's arrow haft from the future, and blacksmith gloves from the future destroyed rosebark.
Well,
A
I
dossier
pull out
on
a
each
small
of
trumpet as
Nocturner's
well.
Council of 11.
Yeah, the trumpet.
So Star will
ev-
pull out the small trumpet.
Yep. The information on Shivrosk, the dragon from Salok, that is most in contact with Nocturna.
The slightly less than 2 pounds of spiced trout from Reiki.
Yep.
oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
hungry. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he just collapses in a big armchair as you pull out all this evidence.
All this fucking evidence. Yeah.
Oh, I will actually take off my Lily of the Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I go to take it off, and then I don't. I go, I'm this as well, but I'm going to keep wearing this. As it reminds me of my mother. And keeps me centered.
And he looks up at you when you mention her.
She's still alive. She's
And
captured
you are
by the vampires. She's at the farm in Nocturna.
your prince now?
Prince Talon Hartford, heir to the throne of Talgamore of Tyr.
He begins laughing. It's that high, hysteric laughter.
Let's let it out, bud.
Also, son of House Mararin.
So you're the son of 3 noble houses, then.
What?
Your mother. Did she never tell you who her parents were?
No, we were separated when I was very, very young. She left and didn't return. I know this wasn't her intention. And now I know what happened to her. And I will burn Nocturna to the ground to get her back. I'll move the moon to see her safe. No vampire will be safe from me.
Well, I guess your parentage is not the most important thing. I can wait. Lord, I was going to do something today. I cannot even remember what it was.
I wouldn't mind knowing more about her. And you? Your love?
Your mother's last name is Aravandor. Vesper, give me a history roll.
Yep. 24.
Aravandor is a dead house of Tyr. When extinct,
Not
when you
anymore.
were... Yep, it's gone, or it was. Tyr does not have a lot of minor houses left. The heirs of House of Ventor all died. in a rather rapid succession. Apparently but one.
It's a tier scion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
One of the minor houses of Tyr. Also would have a direct claim to the throne. If any of those children survived.
Yeah, you see Vesper's brow furrow, and she says, Aravendor thought to be a dead line, but they would also be directly in line to the throne. And she looks at Talon. Scion of the House of Tyr.
Talon just looks confused.
They are the house that... Sorry, one more thing, bit of knowledge that you would know. Each noble major and minor house each has a purpose. This one was to oversee the protection and maintenance of ancient ruins and artifacts. That was the purpose of this house.
They all supposedly died in somewhat strangely rapid succession. The keeping was originally overseeing the preservation of ancient sites, ruins, historical places, and things. Would I know anything with that role of, like, what the rumor is why they died out? Was it like an illness, a curse, just like an accident?
So
What's, like,
the
the hot
scuttle.
goss? Yeah.
So right. So like you were really young when this happened, right?
Right.
Like most of the house was already dying or dead when you were like 5, 6,
Right.
7 years old.
So just to clarify, I assume most of Vesper's knowledge is because she grew up around people talking and studied it as like a kid and a
Yes.
teenager, right? Like
That
so
is my assumption as well.
Yeah, not so much that she would like remember it as a child.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
putting into context, right?
Yeah.
So, the hot goss at the time was the family was thought to be cursed because one tragedy after another befell them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the matriarch and patriarch of the house, which would, with this being true, would be Talon's great-grandparents. Died when their carriage was accosted by some bandits. Their children.
Yeah, we don't need to go over how
Right,
each
sure,
family
sure.
member died. Just like
Right.
I wanted to
It
know
was
what the
murder.
rumor was. Yeah.
Murder, disease, and another one was what appeared to be an accident. It was just like the family was thought to have been cursed, but putting that together with what's been happening with House Hartford, it's starting to look like there's a lot of possible heirs to House Tyr that have been removed actively over the
think
last
she's
50
gonna-
years.
Kind of suck in her cheeks and be like, the rumor was back at that time that members of House Aravendor were succumbing to a curse because they kept dying in strange and tragic ways. A carriage accident, a robbery, an incurable wasting disease. She's looking like hard at Talon at this point.
Your mother didn't want that life.
I didn't go seeking this one, but it was necessary to stop
it's in
the
your blood.
evil, I suppose.
Well, I guess there's time for some candor. This note speaks of many of our secrets. I do wish you hadn't read it aloud.
Many words we wish weren't said at the city gates.
He kind of gives Sir Star a wry smile.
Sir Star does not return it.
Damn.
That's fair. It's a weird day.
I thought attempting to hide anything, or more than what I was read and said, could be perceived poorly.
What do you know of the Oracle, Talon?
Nothing. I knew, as I read that, not any bit of what any of that meant.
That is why we are neutral in this war. The Dawn Prince is a benevolent deity. And this nation, through some divine purpose that you'll have to ask those more pious than I about, he has seen fit to give us insights into what is to come. Our oracle channels this knowledge and allows us to thrive. Our oracle was taken. That is not public knowledge, though. It very likely will be within the hour. And upon threat of her destruction, we were bade stay out of this war. We've been trying to recover her, though it appears I will be unsuccessful.
It also appears there's another.
Yes,
What happens if you don't have an oracle?
we will no longer be able to hear the Dawn Father. The Dawn, yeah.
Dawn Prince.
Dawn Prince. Dawn Prince. God damn it.
We ain't talking about Pelor here.
No, we are not. Dawn Prince. I was like, wait, I said that wrong. And
And you couldn't function without that.
when you spend millennia building a nation based on the advice of an oracle, it does tend to build our culture in a certain way.
I think Vesper kind of presses her lips together because the thought in her head she's trying to not let show on her face is, well, that's fucking stupid. You letting the fall of one person destroy your whole culture in the way of operation because you can't see the future? God.
I know this
But-
can't be just your decision, that there's a council.
There is.
And I believe with this evidence, and I won't speak for my friends any longer, when we were here in the future, the council was able to test us for a veracity, specifically the residue of the magic of time on us. What we're saying is true. Sans an oracle from the Dawn Prince, you have travelers through time who have seen the reality of the inaction of the elves.
Believe that. Yes, Talon. He motions to the letter. I have a path forward. I must convince the council to go to war with Nocturna. I must recover a lost child of Spyre.
What if we recover that lost child? As a show of not just good faith, but alliance and peace between our nations.
It will do a lot to forming this alliance, but just recovering her will not be enough. The old oracle must die for the mantle to be passed.
Set in stone for you already. You declare war, she dies. All you need to do is keep the backup secret long enough for that to happen.
Are there spies in Spyre that speak with Nocturna?
There's always spies.
Do you know who they are?
There are some that I do know, and they are information is carefully propagated. I can't assume I know everyone.
But you could, not you personally, but those who are not corrupted by the vampires, by Nocturna's, whatever they have that people see, could be captured, interrogated, and their further contacts given up. I can peer into the mind of others and make them tell me whatever I wish and not remember it. I would happily do this as well. And then once we've gathered this information, they can be sentenced to death and justice as they should deserve. I'm not telling you what to do with your people. But I'm saying if there is a problem, it can be solved. Maybe not quickly. Maybe something will slip through.
Do you have a safe place you can completely control?
Yes.
If you were to get this new potential oracle, could you take her there
Yes.
until she receives the call?
Yes.
You must also find her Manos,
Her what?
her twin.
Ah.
All oracles are fraternal twins.
What is
This
that?
is in order to only fraternal twins that hear the ring of the Dawn Prince from the cathedral when they are born are able to become oracles.
I mean, what does her twin do? Why are they needed?
They are, well, colloquially, they're the protector, but they share a life. That divinity takes a lot of energy, and he ages, so she does not.
The look of this system is so fucked up is like getting harder for Vesper to conceal, but she does. Okay. And would this latent oracle by nature just hang out with her twin usually? Or if they're not actually the oracle yet, is this two separate fetch quests we're having to go on actually?
In most cases, any fraternal twins born within Belle's reach of the cathedral are housed here in the Spire, in comfort. They live out their lives. If they are called, they will become, they will provide service. Otherwise,
But in this case, that's not what happened. So
I don't know what happened. I didn't know there was a Quinn that was born that we did not. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
right, I'm asking what's. Never mind.
I don't know.
Right.
But if they were raised without the knowledge of what they are, I don't see why they wouldn't know each other unless their parents hid them. I don't know.
How does one
Lot of-
identify an oracle and their twin?
There's no outward signs until they've received the mantle of power.
How would we know who to look for then in Enyana Unarith?
I was going to ask guidance. Someone who knows a secret or two could be helpful. He looks at everyone but Sir Star when he says that.
Fair.
That would be the useful path to take.
But this is a secret I do not have. But I'm sure someone does.
So
I'll be on the lookout.
So we spend some time here seeking those answers.
And then we go to Enyana Unarith. It's not that far.
Will the council want to hear us? Not necessarily everything we've said here, but of what will happen.
Will you be able to leave this book with me?
Yes.
I would prefer to do this myself. There's going to be a lot of fallout now that the fact that our oracle is missing will be public knowledge.
I think it would look a bit strange if the crown prince and a councillor of Tyr came in, went into an inn, and then left without meeting with more than one official of your city.
Is that true? History?
Yeah, give me a history roll.
No, I don't know anything. With a 12.
Yeah. I think that the comings and goings of nobility is not something that the common people will know much of.
But the comings and goings of these really important people when the city is closed, that's
Yep.
something that's going to get around immediately.
There's going to be a lot of talk and a lot of rumors, yes.
Right. And so I think what Vesper's saying is in order to keep up appearances that we're not doing something super secret, we should maybe stage a meeting. Because if we just go in and talk with one guy, this looks weird. If we do this and then bail or are just in the city without having a meeting with the council, it can take time.
I
But,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's well, what the fuck are they doing? They haven't met with the council yet. Well, what are they doing here? What,
Right. You want to say put on a fake meeting to disguise the real meeting.
I mean, I would like it to be a real meeting,
Yeah.
but perhaps not about the topics that we all discussed here.
An alliance. Working
Tia
on what
comes
that
with
might be.
things to offer.
He sits back in his chair, rubs his eyes. Yes, of course, I can arrange a public audience with the council. And what will be on this agenda?
She's gonna start. She'll pull out her logbook and be like, "Well, here's. I'm not gonna go over everything right now because I'd be repeating myself when we have this meeting that you will presumably be at. But here's what I've got. Yeah, I know." She kind of does a small smile. But she'll, start going over so here's what the basics of what Tyr has to offer. Obviously, in exchange, we would like you to go to war with us, but for the purposes of this meeting, here's what we can ask from you if we don't want to bridge that yet, right? This is the beginnings of a political alliance. We're all starting to put our cards on the table, blah, 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 right? This is the kind of politicking that's not fun to listen to in a TTRPG live play. So
yeah, why don't you give me the overview? So there's nothing specific. That it's just like, hey, these are politics that are going to start happening. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Vesper's trying to get the politics ball rolling because that's what she's here to do.
And
she's
cool.
In disguise of the thing that we're actually doing, or rather to disguise the thing that we're actually doing. We can start this boring ball going.
We can discuss the trading of resources and how you notice that you're lacking whatever. We have access to this resource. We can that whole thing. Got it.
Right. And then she'll say to Dadamir's
resource.
Yeah, exactly. The Catan of it all.
Right.
And then
I hate how good that is.
Yeah. And then she'll say to Dadamir specifically, and then obviously, once negotiations are running or not running, we skedaddle off. Maybe I stay to continue these negotiations. Figure out where this oracle to be is. Get her back, and then we can talk about what we actually want out of each other.
Right.
I've also secured.
When you find her.
Oh,
good.
Sorry. I've also secured a meeting at some point in the future with the Dwarven King.
Okay. Would like to be at that meeting.
It's possible. We're asking of them the same thing we will be asking of you.
Although they
Okay.
are already at war with someone below.
As are we.
Ah, the drow. Yes. Common enemies.
Well, yeah. I'm not sure. I know that some of the Cure Sworn are engaged, yes, with us and against the dwarves. I'm not sure if that's their only conflict. I implied it was more than that. Anyways, oh god. I need... Is there anything else you need from me? Questions I can answer? I need to put out some fires and arrange our official meeting for tomorrow.
I don't think so.
Do you have a...
No, go ahead.
Do you have a library? Someone with an arcane potential might enjoy exploring.
Counselor Delaith, let me tell you a fun fact about our city. Spyre is called this because that is the name of our library.
Mm-hmm.
It is the tallest structure in our nation.
Then I won't miss it.
You will not.
So I'll leave with you the map, the assessment of your fighting forces of Spyre in the future, your book, and these artifacts that I've laid on the table. I'm going to remove those things from my sheet.
Thank you much. Please add them to chat so I can make notes about them later.
You got it.
Thank you much.
Except for the Sunset Gradient Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And the silvery elven chain with a green stone that we're, I think, both wearing.
Yep, you are. You need to plant that at some point.
Yeah.
When we're
Wasn't gonna
more
plan
sure
it.
that the world's not going to explode.
Right. Wasn't going to plan it in the future.
Yep. Now you can plant 2. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah. Okay. Good. Great. Awesome. You've grown up well.
Thanks. That was the only other thing I was going to ask.
What?
When we left the last time here, you told me not to expect the same treatment that I received from you in the future. So I don't. But that means a lot to me.
Well, I hope that we can share drinks in victory and get to know each other.
I hope so as well. And I hope that we can bring hope to your people. To my people. That I would like to know better as well.
Before you go, you said Carolyn's in the farm?
Yes. I speak with her every so often.
Is she okay?
She's alive still. If things remain as so, she has few years left. But as we change things, that may change. I would very much like to meet the vampires without the protection of their moon. During the day, and watch their city burn.
That would be nice. You can see him clench his jaw and fist. And plan to get her out?
Coming up with one. They like bards, I hear. And we kind of have an inside man. Kind of looks over at Vesper.
She does that like hand side to side thing, like kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Most of a plan.
I want to help.
Good.
Thank you. If you have ideas, I'm very welcome. But I understand there's much more than just
For
her
what it's
life at
worth, we
stake.
Whoop. Everybody all at once now.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, I'll talk to you then. I will
For what
spend... Yep.
It's
Let's go. Let's
impossible.
go.
All night long.
Allie, you go.
Okay.
Yo,
All I
yeah.
was going to say is, for what it's worth, we genuinely would like to help you too. This alliance, should it prove successful, can be beneficial to both of us beyond this conflict.
I will see what I can do about finding ways in to rescue your mother. We can speak more of it when we have the oracle.
Talon just nods.
He just raises a hand, opens his mouth, and just kind of awkwardly pats you on the back. Good to meet you, son.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
I have a council meeting to ruin.
Excellent. I'm gonna keep this High Hollow Hunter haft from the future. That kind of it means something, and I want to go back there and ride a dinosaur into their place and rule them, and this will help. Not rule them, but become allies with them to get them away from the vampires. It's just a thing. That's the only thing that I kind of need back.
Okay, sure. You can have. Yep, that sounds good.
Thanks.
Yeah, if you want anything to eat, downstairs, good food.
Thank you.
These the accommodations you're providing for your crown prince, counselor, and their entourage? She says, but she's it's a little joking, right?
Yeah, right. You'll be spending the night. You may use the guest. We have chambers in the citadel. You'll be welcome to them if you're more comfortable here. In this inn, I prefer it here. It's less busy. You may stay here as well.
Sometimes busy is useful. Thank you.
As you wish. Yes. I'll let the citadel know to expect you.
She nods.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. And he slouched over and has been in the chair. His posture's been shit ever since he's been in here talking with you guys. Before he opens the door, though, he stands up straight. He gets he puts on airs, as it were, to regain some of his clout and posture, and walks out as if nothing's wrong. Heads downstairs. Leaving the four of you alone.
This like a tryst. We should wait a little bit before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
You okay? Talon?
I think I need to rest. It's been a long day.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
How's everybody else? Sorry, Sir Star.
I understand that you trust him, but my secrets are my own, Talon, and I trust those with you, and that comes quite slow. And it leaves much faster than it comes. At the very least, at the city gates, was thoughtless.
Sorry.
I'll forgive this one. And at that, Sir Star gets up and walks out the door.
Vesper's gonna hop up and say, I was thinking of going and staying at the Citadel. if anyone would care to join me. It looks very fancy from the outside.
Rooms are rooms.
Yeah.
We'll find you a comfy place to stand.
And Burke nods and just stomps out the door. Usual stomping, not moody stomping.
Not moody stomping, yeah.
Actually, there's one thing I laid on the table that I didn't tell him that I had. It's actually the trinket that I rolled at the start of the character and a thing. It's a love letter from my mother to him that probably he never got.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't say it was in there, but I put it in there.
He's going to have a really fucked up meeting as he goes through these things. And here we have a document that's private.
Dear Vladimir, Oh.
No. Dear Dad
And I-
It's a spicy letter. Oh, no.
But
I love that. It's stupid. I know there's a lot of things we want to do in town, but we are getting to about that time.
Of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a great time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think so. I would like to come back here next time, if that works for y'all, because
Yeah.
I want to give a bit more time and care to what Sir Star's about to go do. I don't want to have to rush it into the next half an hour.
Oh yeah, no, we've got
totally.
tasks. We're gonna be here for a bit, so
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Guys, welcome to Spyre.
Woo!
We did it.
Finally fucking there.
Finally took
And oh yeah, all it took was a teleport. Y'all, just like next time, just grind out some levels. It'll be easier, way easier. Spoken like someone who doesn't give out levels. Anyways, that brings our chapter to a close. Thank you, mortals and monsters, for venturing with us to the world of Alaemyr. We stream bi-weekly here on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and where we share updates, sneak peeks, magical surprises, and beyond the page. If you're looking to interact with us directly, you can join our Discord, also on the little gobbledygook below me. And if you want to support us monetarily, you can go to Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, if you head over there right now, because I did post it, because I now just get the link for it, which is great. If you head on Patreon, we have a little poll over who gets to earn a Destiny point. Destiny points are fancy schmancy.
It's inspiration on steroids.
Yep, that's a great way to put it. We reward one out for every session. Last session, Talon actually got the Destiny point.
Oh, snap.
Hey.
Yeah.
Noise.
The poll is up there right now. Link is in the chat.
Thanks.
If you would like to vote to see who you want to give a resource, you're welcome to do so. This has been a lot of fun. Let's see here. Yeah, so whoever gets a shiny new one. Our next episode will be on the 28th. Monday the 28th of October. Hope to see you there. I'm very, very excited for this next one as well. Hope you see you there, but until then, keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide. See you next time, mortals and monsters. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ending voice line.
Ending voice line.
Ending line voice.
Starting ending.
Voice line.